Hello guys, and welcome back to part 2 of building the ultimate Glock 43.
Push.
Okay, so you went out and you bought a Glock 43, much like this one. This is the same one I used in part 1. It has the True Glow TFX Pro sights. This gun is unloaded. So you went out and bought a Glock 43. It's an excellent gun, very easy to conceal. It's a single stack weapon, but the only downside is it's got low capacity. With the factory magazine, it holds 6 rounds plus 1. So you get 7 rounds. So in this video, we're going to talk about how you can fix that. So how do we fix that, you ask? Ken, how do we fix, how do we get more rounds out of our gun? By extending the base plate. It's one of the easiest ways to increase the amount of rounds that your magazine can hold. This one in particular is from Terran Tactical Innovations. It's a really good base plate. I've been using these base plates for quite a while on my Glock 19, Glock 17, Glock 42, Glock 26, so forth, so on. Got a lot of experience with them. Really love their extended base plates. Now, to tell you a little bit about them, they come in a +1, +2, and +3 configuration. The ones that we're going to be talking about today is the +3. Okay, so when you buy your Terran Tactical +3 base extension or mag extension, it's going to come with the actual mag extension itself. This one here is in black. You'll see the Terran Tactical logo on the bottom. And this is going to add 3 rounds to the magazine. It's also going to come with a 10% stronger spring. This is extremely important because when you're adding rounds to a magazine, you need a spring that's going to be strong enough to push all those rounds up and your gun will feed properly. Very important. So this is what it comes with. All right, so what are some of the other advantages of having a +3 extended base plate outside of just adding 3 rounds to your gun? Well, when you purchase a Glock, it's going to come with a magazine very similar to this. Very good magazine. It has a small area down here. It's like a pinky extension, so it helps you with your grip. But when you buy the Terran Tacticals, let's look at the difference. For guys like myself, and for most of us, I think they have medium to large size hands, this is going to work. This gives us a little bit more purchase on the gun. Basically, when inserted, it extends that magazine that much further. And what this does is it gives us a much better grip. When I'm shooting this gun, one of the biggest things that I noticed before I put this +3 mag extension on was that the grip, it wasn't enough grip. So the reason why that's important, now that we have this +3 on there and now I'm able to fully grip this gun as I would a 19, is because the better your grip is, the better your recoil management is going to be. That's extremely important, especially in a defensive situation. It does add a little bit of bulk to the gun. It does. But to me, it's negligible. Now, I'm a bigger kind of guy, so I'm imagining if you're smaller, it's going to be a little bit harder. But I look at it like this. There's a thing that we call a sympathetic response, and that happens when you're involved in a situation where you have to use a firearm to defend yourself. So we look at, law enforcement, we look at military, we look at just civilians that have had to use their guns, and we see that it's very easy to fire 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds in a few seconds. So when we think about stuff like that, because we're carrying a gun to protect ourselves, when we think about that sympathetic response, I want as many rounds as I can have. So going from 6 + 1 or 7 rounds to 10 rounds total, that's pretty important because it's right on that cusp of that's the average amount of rounds that are fired during a gunfight. So I want as many rounds as I can have. So when I think about it like that, yes, it might stick out just a little bit. Yes, it might add a little bit more bulk to the gun, but my life is worth that. Most of that you can fix with a good quality holster. And I recommend getting a holster, whether it's inside or outside the waistband, that has a cant to it. So to have a forward cant, instead of the pistol just holstering and pointing straight down like this, the gun will actually have a forward cant to it. So what that does is it gets the magazine out from the back area and it puts it more along with the body, the side of your body, if you carry at the 3 o'clock position. And for most of us, it remedies that printing problem that this magazine presents. Plus, if you get the +3 and it's just still too big, they, like I said earlier, have a +1 and a +2 option that are actually considerably smaller than this one. So you do have some options there. Okay, so the final thing, you went out, you got you a +3 extension from Terran Tactical, or +1 or +2. It's extremely important that you test this out. It's extremely important that you make sure that you do a function test. You want to make sure that the magazine inserts and you hear that click. You want to make sure that the slide locks to the rear without any problems. And you want to do that over and over and over again. After you've done that function test at home, you want to go to the range. When you go to the range, jam the magazine full, run as many rounds as you can afford through this gun with this magazine. Now, if you're like me, I have 3 of them for all 3 Glock 43 magazines that I have. So it's important that you run and test all 3 of them. It's extremely important. I recommend a minimum of 100 rounds. For most of us, that's like $25 or something in rounds, you know. So this is all that I have for you today with the Terran Tactical +3 base plate. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that it was educational and you learned something. As always, if you had any questions, feel free to comment below. I will answer your questions as best I can. And if I don't know the answer, I'll get it for you. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video and you like videos like these, be sure to subscribe. Or check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Provectus group. And guys, as always, in anything that you do, be unstoppable.